Policy documents are your actual nuts and bolts. So I talk about, right, changing the bylaws, but the bylaws should, they're pretty short. Your bylaws are going to be 5 pages, maybe 10 pages, probably not less than 5. And they're going to, talk about these really high level matters. The bylaws will talk about things like you're going to have a board and they're going to have committees. And the board committees are going to be, an executive committee, a governance committee, a human resources personnel policy committee. And then that's all they're going to say, pretty much. They're going to talk about when people roll on and off that committee, but they're not going to talk about much more than that. The place to actually flesh out what a committee does is in a policy document. So this is where you take your next step down into more detail into your sets of policies. The usual sets of policies for a private school are board. You're going to have a policy handbook for the board. Families and parents are going to get a handbook about how to work with the school and how to send their child to school. And then, of course, you're going to have an employee handbook that's going to cover all kinds of things that are important to the employees and make the organization run well. The policy documents, of course, require that they be the things that actually describe what's actually happening at the school. And they need to reflect also, back to the beginning of this idea that the mission and the vision for the school were shown to be, to reflect that the school is a nonprofit, it functions in the public interest, that it and that it shapes your mission and your vision. And those statements started off in the Articles of Incorporation, they're included in the bylaws, and they're also included in the policies. And when you're debating whether or not to have a certain policy, whether to continue it a certain way, whether to end it, whether to incorporate new ones, you're thinking about those very initial core principles and values. And that's why they're included in these documents as well.